Thank you so much for joining us back on the show.
Thanks for having
Last
me.
year, you were on the cover of Business Week talking about your foray into tech investing. Give us an update. What have you learned over these last few years on the investing side?
To invest in people, to invest in an entrepreneur. Jeff Jordan, Andreessen Horowitz, he's taken me under his wing, taking my team under his wing. He's helped us tremendously, and he always says invest in the entrepreneur. It's not always the company. And I've been on both sides of that, and investing in an entrepreneur is definitely the way to go. People that are genuine, people that have a passion, people that, really want to work hard, and they have the credentials, and, those are the ones that most likely will, help you see through your investment.
What are some parallels you found on the court and investing off the court?
Well, it's similar to being a general manager, actually, and I have a really good relationship with our GM, Bob Myers. We have a really good relationship, and we speak a lot about, putting the right personalities together, putting the right coach in place. It's basically you putting a team together to win a championship, and it's similar when investing and being a VC. You got the right entrepreneur, you're putting the right CMO behind them, you're putting the right CFO there, you're getting the right marketing team in place, you're making the right hires, you're going out and you're seeking the best recruits to come in and help your business grow as best possible.
So talk to us a little bit about what your portfolio looks like and where you've had success.
So I've been investing in a lot of different companies, whether it be consumer products or such as Harper Wild or Madison Reed, but at the same time, sports-related, esports, TSM was my last investment. Lime Scooters, another product, has made a lot of headlines recently, and some things that are close to me, Thrive Global with Ariana Huffington, and that's a wellness space and a wellness platform, and I've dealt with sleep deprivation and, doing yoga, meditating, changed my entire diet. So that's something that's close to home that I can preach about, all day to, not just those in the sports world, but, normal walks of life.
Have you had any exits so far? Have you made any money?
I actually haven't had any exits, but I've had some companies who are killing it. I had some companies who I passed on, and I regretted it, and I just got in the last round, and that's GOAT, the shoe marketplace. It's the largest shoe marketplace platform, and I actually passed on it because I was like just my introductory meeting, and that was like the first meeting I took, and I kind of didn't quite know what to do with it, but it was a great learning experience, and luckily I was able to get in on the last round.
We reported on how you sort of paved the way for some of the younger players who are now also interested in this and coming to you. Are you now sort of competing with some of your teammates for some of these deals? Like Kevin Durant is investing in tech, Steph is investing in tech, and is that like awkward, or do you share deal flow and share information?
We share information. There's some deals that I passed on that Steph got in, and then I'm seeing KD do some great things in the deals he's in. They've been in a few of the big funds, and I look at it as African American men getting into a space that we've really haven't had much to do with, or we haven't had much access to. So I looked at it as all of those as positives. The players. Technology Summit is going on right now, and when you look in that room, you see a lot of diversity, you see a lot of African American men, and that's something that you look back on, whether you make 1,000x or you lose your investments. That's something that you look at as a positive, and that's the legacy you want to leave behind.
Andreessen Horowitz just launched a new fund called the Culture Fund. $15 million to back black celebrities, black athletes, and all of the proceeds that they get. The goal is to make money, but the proceeds will go to boosting black nonprofits. What's your take on this fund? Are you part of it?
I am not a part of it, but I have great relationships with a lot of those guys. Chris Lyons is probably, you wouldn't expect me to say his name, but that's a close friend of mine, and he's working hard with that. Obviously, Mark and Ben, close with it. But for me, I know a lot of those people that are within that fund, and it's a great thing. And the Hidden Genius Project is an Oakland-based project where they teach African American young men how to code, and follow them throughout the rest of their lives with their coding. We have Black Girls Code, a part of the Players Technology Summit last year, and then we have All-Star Code, which is an East Coast-based group in this year, and they're looking to spread and collaborate with the Hidden Genius Project. So whenever you see our community being embraced, and then we take that and we give it back to our kids, that's when you start to see change, and that's when you start to see our culture being able to be equal, and that's equality, is given access and having opportunities that we didn't have previously.
That said, $15 million for a company that has a $1.5 billion under management doesn't seem like that much. There's been chatter that it's not that big of a fund. It could be so much bigger.
But it's awareness as well, because it could be bigger. But the awareness is, that conversation is actually good. It's not enough. So what are we going to do to make it bigger, or do we do it on our own? It comes a point in time where it's up to us to do it on our own, and you see that with LeBron James and the amazing thing he did with the I Promise School, and how that's caused a lot of chatter. Kevin Durant's doing some amazing things with Conway, Ron Conway and Topher Conway, with building some track and field facilities for colleges and schools. And Michael Jordan supposedly didn't give enough of a backing of LeBron, but his Jordan brand gives out scholarships to kids every single year. So just starting a conversation or providing just starts it, and hopefully we'll continue to grow it every year.
So, big season, you're coming off a big season, going into another big season. LeBron's going to the Lakers. How does that change the game and the season you're walking into?
It doesn't change much for us, except for we'll see him a little bit more. I think we'll see him 6 times before the playoffs. But it's good for basketball. We've been able to build a culture, and we've been able to showcase our community, because we have the best fans in basketball, but no one was able to see that for a very long time. But we're starting to win championships. You see electricity in Oracle, sooner to be over in the Chase Center. So we're excited for the new season. We got a big acquisition, and we want him to come in and feel at home and enjoy the game of basketball, and just keep our fans and the consumers excited about the game of basketball, because we do it the right way.
What do you think's been the secret for Golden State to have so many stars in one place, yet also seemingly trying so hard not to let one star outshine the others?
I think it's about building the right culture, and you see that when you look at startups. If you build the right culture, you'll attract more talent. And
how do you do that? The
top talent can exist with one another, and I think it comes to enjoying the game, treating the game the right way, having fun. We really have good people, because if you don't fit our culture, we won't allow you to come in and kill the culture or kill the vibe that we've been able to establish. And that starts with Steph Curry. Steph Curry is one of the, he's as close to perfect as you'll find in a human being. So we're always happy for him and his success and what he's been able to build for himself and his family. And he's taken that on the court, and we kind of follow in his footsteps.
The team has had some run-ins with the president. Steph famously said he didn't want to visit the White House, and then President Trump disinvited you guys after Steph had already said that. Steve Kerr has said he's trying to divide the country for political gain. We just saw him insulting LeBron James, insulting LeBron's intelligence. What are your feelings about all this?
Well, I'm not surprised. For me, when it comes to politics and race relations, I can go there. What I've learned is taking me in a state that you shouldn't be in. We're all blessed to be alive and excelling at what we're excelling at, and for someone to try to make themselves feel bigger than the rest of us, I think that's a personal issue. That's something that he'll have to deal with at some point in his life or in the afterlife, whatever your beliefs are. So for me, it's standing together with my co-workers, with just everyone who deserves to be treated with respect. That's men of color, that's women, all women, and it's everyone, besides those who feel differently than that. So, I wish him nothing but the best.
What do you think about the growing sort of intersection between sports and media and politics, and your role in that, your urge or responsibility to speak up for things that you believe are right?
You see our influence growing because the landscape of sports and how it's the only live content left, and that's where the media comes involved, is because that's where the business is. The business is in sports because of advertisements and marketing. You get access to the most viewers at one time because it is live content. So our voices are heard a little bit more, our faces are seen a little bit more. We have a little bit more influence. In turn, the fans' voice is heard louder because they, social media, and you have to keep the consumer, you have to interact with them. So we're interacting with the fan a lot more, so their voice is heard, and then others see that and they play off that. So that's why you see Donald Trump placing himself within the sports realms, because we are the most influential and attractive figures in the United States. So when he does that, you see him taking it away. So for us, it's just, don't let him take away the good we're trying to do.
The team has a big move coming up. The stadium's moving into San Francisco from Oakland. Do you have any concerns about how that will change the fan dynamic or the team dynamic?
That's interesting. That's a very good question, actually. We have a very strong fan base. They've been great before I even came here. When they weren't playing so well and I would play here on the road, I'm like, this is an interesting crowd for a team that hasn't had historically as much success. So hopefully we don't price them out too much. Hopefully we can figure that out. And as far as the team, Joe Lacob is very passionate about the game of basketball and passionate about being the majority stakeholder in the Golden State Warriors. So he's always he wants to approach it as never having a rebound season or a tank season. He always wants to be at the top and making consistent runs at a world championship. So, when you get an owner like that, a majority stakeholder like that, it makes it a lot funner to play for someone like that.
So as you plot your path forward on the court and off the court, where are we going to see you in 5 years?
A lot of places. A lot of places. So I had a very good time announcing at the PGA Championships, the fourth of 5 majors soon to be, last week, and I got to see Tiger Woods, one of my favorite golfers, and doing some announcing, calling from the course, which is a lot of fun with TNT. The tech space is always a lot of fun for me. Getting the athletes to understand what it's about, how it works, and they're interested in it, and letting them know it's not the vanity play right now. It's not a hot play. It's something you want to, really dive deep into when it's a 5-10-year play, and to get more African Americans into a space that they haven't been, and always want to give back. So education is always a place. I came from the Boys and Girls Club, and that was a great safe haven for me in the summer times. And the game of basketball has been gracious to me, so definitely want to give back in that space whenever possible.
All right, Andre Iguodala, thank you so much for joining us.